Pause. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to get this stream going on the channel. It is showing that it's like unlisted or something. Let me get the video to the public. Give me a moment here. Oh wait, we got it. We in here. We is in here. What's going on, folks? How my beautiful people doing today? What's good with you, y'all? So I'm back home. I was sitting here getting ready to do a video, and I came across something. It just kind of popped up in my recommendations, and I thought it was fascinating. It's long. It's an hour long. So I was like, yo, something like this, I might as well just give them a live stream. And then I'm going to be a little bit busy before we get tonight's live stream going. Supposed to go hang out, go roller skate again today. And a few other things. I got a bunch of orders to get together so I can get out the door tomorrow. Won't do me no good. Post office closed today to take them today, so I'm going to do it tomorrow. Take it tomorrow. I'm going to get them together today. Y'all was ordering stuff like crazy while I was gone, man. I appreciate the support, seriously. But, yeah, it was one thing I need to do before we get this party started. And that is, what up, AOK Mafia? It's your boy Artofkickz, and just like that, we back with another one. How y'all doing? Happy Memorial Day to all my people here in the States. And, yeah, happy Monday to everybody else. We is about to get this party started. Let me see what we got going on over here, man. Who up in here? Who is up in here? I see a bunch of folks up in here. Goodness gracious. We got about 300 people going on. What? We got about 300 people up in here already. So, yeah, James said, yo, this video popped up in my recommendation too. Haven't watched it yet. Perfect. We're about to watch it now. So, this is going to be fascinating. This is titled, What Pretending to Be Crazy Looks Like. You know, some people have done some heinous things in their life that has ended them up in prison. And a lot of times, maybe their lawyer or somebody's advising them, hey, you might want to, you know, plead insanity. You might want to say that you a little off, and maybe they will reduce your sentence, or maybe they'll let you off, or maybe they'll send you somewhere to get checked out for a little bit, then you can go back home. You know what I'm saying? Get you some medication in your system that's going to help fix that crazy. You might want to just say you're crazy. But some folks can't fake crazy. They just crazy. I mean, they're a different kind of crazy. You know, there's sane crazy that just did some really messed up stuff. And then there's people that are actually crazy. These people are probably sane crazy. You know, they got six. You know, they're like you and I, but they still did something real bad. So that don't justify it. I'll tell you that for a second. Ciao. What up, Susan? Thank you, baby. We in here. Amanda. Love you, AOK. My 12-hour shift just got better. That's what we like to hear. But we're about to get this party started. And thank you, lady, for the donos. I see a bunch of comments. I want to read them all. But I also want to get this party started because there's going to be people watching this video later on after this live stream. So we don't want to bore them too much. So again, y'all, this is what pretending to be crazy looks like. Y'all boys, girls ready? I'm ready. We're going to watch it live. Let's go. I might need to shrink down a little bit. Should I stay over here on this side? Would it be better?
This is 26-year-old Dawson McGee sitting in a police interrogation room in the early hours of a Tuesday morning. The Monday night before, he stabbed his own mother to death for asking him to move out of the house and get a job. Dawson is unaware...
Already got me messed up. This dude did what? He did... Oh, no. Oh, no. He stabbed his mother to death because she simply asked his grown ass to get a job and get his own place. Bro, you should want that for yourself. You grown as hell. You know how much... I couldn't wait to get out of my mama's house. I love my mom. Oh my God. Put him under the jail. Put him under the jail. I can't believe this.
That he is being recorded on a hidden camera. In 3 seconds from now, he will hear the sound of a door being opened by a detective. And at that exact moment, you will see a remarkably noticeable switch in his demeanor.
I can't believe this fool. Look at this man. I was too busy trying to switch on the light. Hold on. Cue crazy in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. That's not what crazy looks like, you idiot. Oh my God. I can't believe this mess.
Something I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about what happened to your mom.
He must not know there's a camera in there recording his crazy ass. Ah! If you go fake crazy, you gotta do it from the jump, bro. Oh my God. What happened to my mom? Boy, stop. What happened to my mom?
Something happened at home to Mom. They were very bad. What happened to my mom?
Oh my God. Let me first start off by saying, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm sorry what your son did. It's crazy.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. I was waiting for my brother and sister to tell me. Okay.
He must think somebody's stupid. So he got siblings, brothers and sisters. They gonna look at him acting like this and be like, bro, what the freak is you doing? Stop doing that mess. We lived with you till we were 18 years old and we moved out that house. This ain't you. Why are you over here pretending to be like you can't talk, boy? Who does he think he's trying to fool? He got too many people that know him that know the truth.
Was your sister home this weekend? I'm supposed to have an attorney? If you want one. Am I supposed to have one? I should request an attorney. Well, that's up to you if you like one. I mean, we'd like to talk to you. You're supposed to have an attorney. I would offer that. I'm going to ask for an attorney. Do you want to ask for an attorney? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, the commitment though. He's just waving his little fingers around like crazy. This is messed up.
It would come as no surprise that a judge deemed him fit to stand trial. A jury then found him legally sane, and he was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his mother.
That's what I like to hear right there.
Which was in spite of a continuous charade of mental illness similar to the one you see here. Dawson clearly believed that his passage through the legal system would somehow be easier if he were presumed insane, which is a naive, yet somewhat common misconception that many suspects make when facing serious charges. They have this notion that a plea of insanity would either lower the severity of their punishment or liberate them from it altogether.
Ain't that what I said in the beginning? That's what they think. Exactly what he said is what I said. That's what they think. You thought wrong, stupid. You thought wrong. Life in prison, check.
Instead of being sent to prison, they would simply be released back into society, perhaps with a free psychotherapeutic program to attend on the weekends. This is, of course, a far cry from reality. In the United States, if you're...
You saw that? This hit me on the back of my neck right there. What up, woman? Shout out to you. Thank you for the $25 dono. Big baby.
Found responsible for a serious offense, but also found not guilty of the crime by reason of insanity, you will be institutionalized at a high-security psychiatric facility. These institutions are without question some of the darkest and most disturbing places in the system.
Yeah, put yourself in a worse position, pleading insanity. Put yourself in a worse position. You gonna actually go crazy in there. You're gonna be amongst a bunch of crazy folks and you're not crazy. You're gonna go crazy. You're gonna start acting just like them because they're gonna talk to you in a certain manner. And you just gonna be like, okay, I gotta respond the same way they do.
And if you're not actually suffering from the crippling effects of mental illness, living in this type of environment will be a mentally agonizing experience. The foresight of what occurs inside these units would make the majority wish to avoid them.
Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just... Look, I just came across this video. I ain't never watched this before. I don't like watching stuff twice. When I do my reactions, it's the first time I've seen it, unless I tell you otherwise.
But once you are in, it is very hard to get out, and you will have to serve the same, if not a greater amount of time than you would have had to serve at a regular prison.
Make matters worse for yourself, stupid.
So to put it briefly, if you commit a serious offense and then pretend to be crazy in order to get away with it, your life from that point forward will be an extremely dark and uncomfortable existence, whether you manage to fool the system or not.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Plead insanity if you want to. Good. Put yourself in the worst position. Because regular prison might be a walk in the park. You don't have your little cliques. You'll be walking around protecting each other. Not if you go to an institution like that. Do it. Please plead insanity. Please do it.
But there is one benefit, which is the elimination of capital punishment. The United States cannot execute someone deemed insane during the time of their offense, which is the only conceivable reason a defendant would cling to this narrative.
I'd rather than to spend my life in
even after knowing what lies ahead should it succeed. This happens to be a notion that ties in closely to the primary subject of this video. It will focus on one particular individual whose interrogation footage is so fraught with blatant trickery that most of the segments presented to you won't even need suggestive commentary. You can simply observe and judge for yourself whether you see authentic behavior or not.
Oh, did y'all see that? What was that? Something jumped at me in the screen. What was that?
Happens to be a notion that ties in closely to the primary subject of this video. It will focus on...
Nah, I know they saw... This is the last thing I was looking at.
...of capital punishment.
Y'all saw that? Y'all saw that, right?
The United States cannot execute someone deemed insane during the time of their offense, which is the only conceivable reason a defendant would cling to this narrative even after knowing what lies ahead should it succeed.
That! Right there! I know y'all saw that. I know y'all saw that. Dang. That hurt my back. That's messed up.
Individual whose interrogation footage is so fraught with blatant trickery that most of the segments presented to you won't even need suggestive commentary. You can simply observe and judge for yourself whether you see authentic behavior or not.
We don't even have to be professionals to see what kind of BS this is gonna be.
But before showing you what pretending to be crazy looks like,
I already know what it look like. I got family members that do it all the time.
We'll briefly show you a
Nah, they actually just crazy. You know, I believe that.
Genuine case of the criminally insane.
Let me see.
Or at least a far more convincing one. This is 18-year-old Jared Murray, a freshman at East Central University in Oklahoma. On a Wednesday evening in December, he asked fellow student Gennaro Sanchez for a ride to Walmart. Once they got there, Murray pulled out a handgun and made Gennaro drive to an isolated country road where he shot him twice in the head. He then attempted to hitchhike to Canada, but was soon apprehended by police on the side of the road. He immediately confessed to the crime once apprehended, and was then interrogated by the arresting officer.
Yo, that dude looked like a giant sitting there. This fool looked like a whole giant sitting there.
I went down to his dorm room and asked if I could be given a ride to Walmart in exchange for $20. Yeah.
Oh, no. Ain't no... First, let me say R.I.P. to the kind young man that was willing to give this fool a ride to Walmart. Sorry that happened to you. That's messed up. This dude sounds off. He sounds like he's socially inept. Listen to the way he talks. I mean, I've seen many of people like that in my personal life. So I spot it when I see it, or I'm aware of it when I hear it and see it.
So he took you to Walmart?
Yes, sir.
And did you both go in?
No, we did not go in, sir.
And why not?
We pulled into the parking lot, then I pulled the weapon on him and demanded that he take me to Asher, Oklahoma, sir.
And why did all of a sudden did you decide that you need to go to Asher?
Exactly. That's my question. Now he done got quiet. He woke up and chose violence. His whole thing was he wanted to end someone's life. That's why he's quiet right now. Said, hey, can you give me a ride to Walmart? And then gonna pull the gun on the dude and say, hey, no. Forcefully tell him to drive to Ash, whatever the place called. He wanted to end someone's life. That was his agenda. But why?
Because I was planning to take him out into the country and kill him.
Because he was planning to take him out into the country and kill him. Like I said, he woke up and chose violence that day. But why?
Okay. Did he say anything?
He panicked.
I would too.
Wanted to pull out his phone. I yanked the phone out of his hand, and then he panicked some more. Kept telling me not to kill him. To make him feel more comfortable, I unloaded the clip, unloaded the bullet from the chamber, handed them over to him, and that eased his nerves a little. Then I pulled a second clip out of my pocket and set it on my lap.
And so you're driving east, and so I guess at some point, did you decide now was the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what happened?
I loaded the gun quickly, chambered the round quickly, shot once, missed, shot a second time, hit, jumped out of the car.
I know it's hard to hear because the volume is super low for me and I got it turned up very, very loud. So subtitles is going to have to do it for us.
Went around, he was driving 10, 15 miles an hour, so it was rather slow. Ran around the hood of the car, and of course it was slow when he wasn't purposefully driving. Tried to pull him out, couldn't get him out until he already had hit the tree. Pulled him out.
Yo, who is this? Who is this? This person look about familiar. QRT. What's going on? Welcome, fam. Welcome to the Mafia.
There. Dumped him into the... before I dumped him into the ditch, I heard him gurgling. I'm not sure if that was a physiological or physical process after death, but I thought that he might have still lived through that somehow, because he was gurgling, so I shot him again and then shoved him down in the ditch.
He makes a half-hearted attempt to conceal the body with a handful of leaves and a stick. He then walks in the direction of the highway.
Did you get back on the highway?
Yes, sir.
And which way did you go?
No, sir.
And what were your intentions? You were walking north.
Canada, sir.
You was going to Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He states that his plan was to escape into Canada, but he had nothing to escape with, not even a passport.
I had tried hitchhiking most of the way because the only way this was going to work, factoring in my belief that y'all found the crime scene, is if someone were to give me a ride there and then. And then whenever your patrol car was pulling up behind me, I didn't know it was a patrol car. I stuck my thumb out and...
Excuse me. This man, who said that? Regan Darth? He not smart. Why would you tell the cops what you did? No, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. because he wasn't smart in the first place to even have a scheme to pull this off. He didn't plan this out very well at all. Young college dude, freshman, clearly don't have all of his marbles there. He didn't plan this out. Talk about he wanted to get a ride to Canada or make his way to Canada so he can be scotch-free and didn't even have nothing to go with. Didn't even have no stuff to take with him to Canada. Didn't have a passport to get in that mug. He didn't think this out very well. This man has watched far too many movies, far too many TV shows. He wanted to act that stuff out. As I'm hearing him, as he's telling the story, it sounds like he wanted to act out a scene out of a movie.
You was there for the rest.
Jerry, I'm going to ask you just point blank, because, I mean, you sat here and confessed to
Pretty much everything.
in my mind, and I think you might agree with me, just cold-bloodedly killed a young man tonight.
Yes, sir.
Or last night. Have you ever killed anybody else?
No, sir.
You will now see the detective attempt to establish a motive for the crime.
I never
Yes, this is what I'm looking for.
have a hard time understanding.
Same. I'm having a very hard time understanding why he would do this.
What you got out of it.
Y'all, we got 1,000 people, 1,000 plus in the live stream. Big baby, unannounced live stream. I ain't tell nobody. If you here, welcome. You're one of the few.
Can you help me?
I don't really get anything out of it.
Do you feel any remorse?
I was waiting for this question because he doesn't seem like he has any remorse for what he did. I swear, he wants somebody to know what he did.
I'm sad that I got caught.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He all the way stupid. You see, this is crazy. This is crazy. He's sad that he got caught. He has no remorse for that young man's life that he took. Innocent boy did absolutely nothing to deserve this. He's sad that he got caught. Which is weird because he's sitting here telling on himself like the biggest 6'9" snitch there is. This man's the definition of a rat, and he's ratting on himself. But he's sad that he got caught. He's talking as if he wanted somebody to know this story so that maybe one day somebody can write a book or make a movie about it. Because that happens a lot with murder cases, doesn't it? Or maybe he'll at least show up on a mystery file somewhere.
So quickly.
Tell me why I should believe you that there just was going to be one person that was going to suffer from your consequences of killing.
You have no reason to believe me, sir.
I guess I'm just still having a real hard time understanding why.
The detective fails to establish a solid motive for a further 2 minutes. The discussion eventually lands on the victim's long-term girlfriend.
You don't think she...
He had a girlfriend? He had a girlfriend? That girl couldn't recognize the weirdness and crazy and scary that came from this man off the rip? She didn't see the signs that she needed to walk away from him the first time he approached her? Okay, look.
You gonna be upset, heartbroken?
I think she will be, sir.
How did that make you feel?
No different, sir.
Of course not.
Okay.
He don't care.
I think you've been honest with me. I think you told me just straight up, right out of the book, what happened.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, you've done a terrible thing tonight.
Yes, sir.
You killed a young man.
Yes, sir.
Just for the simple fact of, I guess pretty much this is safe for you.
Yes, sir. sentence, sir.
And why do you think he deserves death sentence?
An eye for an eye, sir.
Do you believe that?
So maybe the girlfriend was of the guy that got killed. This fool just said he deserves the death sentence. An eye for an eye. Y'all, he's not all the way there. It's almost as if he knows better based on what he just said. I deserve the death sentence, an eye for an eye. It's as if he it's like a part of his brain knows better, and then the other part of his brain is aware of evil, crimes, but will still partake in it, will still do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's real insanity going on with this guy.
Or not?
Yes, sir.
Jared Murray was found not guilty by reason of insanity.
What sense does that make? What sense does that make? Oh my God. Oh my God. There you have it. There you have it. Y'all better not ever do nothing stupid. But if you did, and you better not, just be 100% honest like this dude was. And then maybe you won't be charged. He's not guilty for reason of insanity or whatever. What? He just told it how it was. But if you have no remorse, then you must be crazy. Oh my God. This is mind-blowing.
He was committed to a high-security mental facility where he is to remain indefinitely.
Anything to say for yourself today?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Any reason why you might have done this young man?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No reason.
No, ma'am.
You have nothing to say for yourself.
No, ma'am.
You want to tell the community anything?
No, ma'am.
Did you confess to police?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you proud of what you've done?
No, ma'am.
This is real insanity. This makes perfect sense. Like, this is what the freak. To study someone's mind that is like this, man. What the freak?
Do you have remorse for what you've done?
No, ma'am.
He appears completely void of human emotion. No regret, remorse, shame, nor fear.
Wasn't that how it was in the most recent Jason movie? There was a guy that was studying Jason, and the guy was kind of either becoming crazy or was acting out some of the stuff that Jason was doing because he was so fascinated as to how someone like that mind works.
He had both taken a life and destroyed his own, yet seems indifferent to the circumstances. With respect to his interrogation footage, the most conspicuous element was the complete lack of self-preservation.
Yeah.
He didn't once attempt to deflect blame,
No.
nor afford himself any type of justification for his actions.
No.
He simply spoke in a factual, non-biased manner,
Yeah.
impartial to how his words may have been taken, or even twisted to be used against him.
No.
There was no calculated structure to his behavior
No.
whatsoever.
Zero.
So with this notion in mind, let's move on to the primary subject of this video.
Put there a minute, have a seat on the porch there, all right? Put your hands up a little bit. Have a seat.
Desiree said this is the textbook definition of egomaniac. Yo, this dude looks familiar. Somebody tell me who this kid is. I've seen him before.
Just put your feet up.
Y'all, we got over 1,200 people up in here. What up, everybody?
No, don't, do not think about getting up, all right, buddy?
This is 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who 3 hours and 55 minutes prior to this moment murdered 17 people at his former high school in Parkland, Florida. Among the dead were 3 teachers and 14 students, the majority of whom were 14 years old. A further 17 students were seriously wounded during the massacre. The gunman dropped his rifle 7 minutes into the rampage and then blended in with the crowd as he ran out of the building. He was at large for 1 hour and 20 minutes.
I remember him now. I remember this. Y'all remember this? I remember this. I remember when this happened. When the boy blended in with the crowd outside after he did what he did. Wow. I don't remember the motive.
During which time he stopped off at a Subway and then a McDonald's, where he sat down and casually spoke to one of the victim's brothers. The student was unaware that his older sister had just been shot through the chest by the man sitting across the table. The description of the shooter was transmitted by police over the radio, which led to an officer identifying and arresting him on a street just 2 miles away from the school. He was taken to the nearest hospital and examined by a doctor for roughly 1 hour and 45 minutes. He was medically cleared and then transferred to the local sheriff's office, where he was subjected to interrogation.
So do not think about getting up, right, buddy?
From the moment the subject entered the room, his eyes have been fixed upon nothing but the floor. He's held on to this downward-facing gaze as if he's either in a state of shock or disconnected from the moment. At the exact moment the door shuts, he lifts up his head to observe his surroundings. His behavior completely shifts once he believes no one is watching. If we look at his demeanor a moment earlier, we can see the contrast. He went from being detached to alert. His behavior changed as the environment changed, which is a recurring theme throughout this interrogation. It shows us that his mind isn't wandering off during these moments of apparent disconnection. He is in fact fully present and very aware of what's going on around him. As he looks up, his eyes immediately lock onto the camera. He now knows he is still being watched, and his following gestures will resemble that of someone with suicidal tendencies.
Dang, man. It's crazy how they can sit here and analyze someone's behaviors and know if they're putting on an act or not. It's very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. He would have done a better job of keeping his head down and then making this gesture. But no, it was made clear that he's very aware of his surroundings. This is crazy, man. What y'all talking about over here? This is crazy. Yeah, Aaron. I remember. What up, Brent? What's going on with you, brother? Thank you for the $20 donation. Thank you, Aaron, for the donation. I appreciate y'all so much. Yeah, man. This is crazy. I don't remember seeing any of this footage, though. I remember this guy's face. I'll never forget his face. Never forget it. Look at him. Look, boom. Yeah, right. Boy, you capping. You capping, boy. You capping. Look at this. Look at this cap.
At face value, these externalized suicidal thoughts may seem genuine to some. But when framed with the rest of his behavior throughout this interrogation...
They don't look... Do they look genuine to you? No. I seriously doubt it. They look fake to me. If I saw this video in its entirety and saw him look up at that camera and then start doing this mess, fake.
They are exposed for what they really are, an act, a calculated attempt to garner sympathy and paint his character in what he believes to be a more positive light.
All right, how you doing, Nick?
It's amazing because at face value, if you're the person in his position, you would think, okay, they left the room so they can go and do whatever paperwork or see what they're going to do with me next, blah, 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 blah. But no, a good part of it is them leaving the room to watch how you act in there by yourself. And he's probably somewhat aware of that as well.
Gotta be able to
Young man ain't as dumb as he look.
speak so I can hear you. Alright, I just need to ask you really your name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right. Then I'm gonna see you want a glass of water or something. What's your first name?
This is a situation where the proof against the suspect is already conclusive.
Yep.
He is without question responsible for the crimes under investigation, making the pursuit of a confession non-essential. The police know he did it, but they need to know why he did it, which would already require a complex strategy in order to obtain the correct information.
Okay.
But the suspect's first recorded statements upon his arrest have now made the procedure considerably more difficult.
What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
Voices. Voices and demons?
Where's the voices? What happened?
Shut up.
Wow. See, this is more stuff that I never saw, never knew about. He was putting on this act from the jump. He said, the voices, demons, what's happening? What? Wow, this is crazy.
Just be quiet, man.
Demons, man. Voices.
These two words have now forged the primary stratagem of his own interrogation, which is to cut through deception under the guise of supportive examination. The questions will be designed to lock him into a specific narrative about his alleged psychosis, while simultaneously giving him the impression that his responses are for his own benefit. Anything he says now can be used to refute any amendments he might come up with at a later stage. We all know that after this interrogation, he will have significantly more time to think, study, and even seek guidance from professionals about how the legal system interconnects with mental illness. Yet the majority of this forthcoming knowledge could be useless to him depending on what he says during these moments. The more details he gives away, the less options he will have for his defense later on. But pursuing this objective is complicated.
Wow. Woo! This has me thinking that from the jump, before this boy committed this crime, he came up with the idea of, okay, if I'm going to do this thing, maybe he's been bullied at school. I've been bullied at school by a bunch of kids. Anybody and everybody's going to be my victim. Teachers and all. You get in my way, I'm taking you down. But if I get caught, what can I possibly do to get out of this thing without seeing any jail time or minimum jail time? Oh, I can plead insane. So let me make sure I act insane all the time. Didn't work, fool!
There are two very common scenarios for when this type of suspect gets interrogated. And just to be entirely clear, by this type of suspect, we mean someone who is 1, pretending to be insane, and 2, not fooling anyone. Their most common response is to simply shut down. They regress into total silence or some type of catatonic state, and the interrogation never gets off the ground. The other common response is the exact opposite. They erupt into hysteria or supposed delirium, and everything from that point forward becomes incoherent. The lead detective, John Curcio, must not allow either of these scenarios to transpire, and this makes the first 2 minutes absolutely crucial. He needs to create a positive first impression and resemble the furthest thing from a threat.
Exactly, that's what they do. Yep, that's always the best maneuver, is to make it seem as though that you're on their side. Make it seem as though you're their friend. Make it seem as though that everything's going to be all right and you're going to get out of this thing with no problems, no issues, no jail time. That's how they do it.
While at the same time maintain a presence of authority. His temperament will be easygoing and non-confrontational, but also encouraging when extracting a response. His role at this moment is the ally. He needs to be liked, respected, but must not be feared. Not yet anyway. Going off the suspect's initial demeanor, the detective will know that he is far more likely to regress into a state of silence at this opening stage, and if he can prevent that from happening within the first 2 minutes, he is over the first obstacle.
All right, how you doing, Nick? I just need to ask you really your name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right, and then I'm gonna see, do you want a glass of water or something? Which?
Perfect. Perfect thing to start off with. Get him talking. Ask him his name and date of birth. Get him talking. Woo! This is good.
Your first name. Come on, Nick. Huh? Spell it for me.
Okay.
Come on, I'm old. You gotta talk so I can hear you. N-I-K. O.
Oh.
Okay. A-S. And what's your middle name? Come on, man, speak so I can hear you.
Jacob.
Jacob. J-A-C. What's your date of birth? Okay, you need to relax, because I'm the last detective or policeman you're going to have to talk to. So right off the bat, that should be somewhat comforting to you to know that I'm the last guy you got to talk to. But the thing about it is, look at me. I got to be able to hear you. Okay? So all I want to do is get basic information from you, and then we'll get into the, whether you want a glass of water, all that stuff. What's your date of birth?
09.
January?
09.
09 September.
The investigation team already know the answers to these basic questions. Their only purpose are to initiate a response, and their non-threatening nature make it more likely for the suspect to engage. They are essentially the opening wedge to get the two-way dialogue flowing. And although the suspect is still partially committed to his catatonic state, as we can clearly see, he is still responsive, making it unlikely for him to regress into complete silence from this point forward. Everything up to this...
Exactly. They have the answers to everything they're asking him. This is just to keep him talking so that when it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty information that they need to get out of him, he'll be more inclined to speak.
This moment has gone to plan. The detective has one foot in the door, and he can now develop the relationship from a more secure position. He goes about this.
Mama Gator became a mafia member. AIM Squad 23, welcome to the family. We got some new channel members. Big.
With a standard method of rapport development.
Members only live stream coming soon. Another one we're gonna try again this week. Last week got shut down by YouTube, but hey, we gonna try again. They can't keep us down, baby.
The offer of food and water.
All right, let me do this. You want cold water? You don't know if you want cold water? Thank you. Well, I'm gonna bring in 2. Because I want one. It was hot, and if you decide you want to have it, that's fine. You sure you don't want something to eat? Okay.
The refusal to accept food and water is a familiar response which you may have already seen on this channel. It's a glaring manifestation of shame. This is not to be confused with guilt nor remorse, both of which require the acceptance of responsibility, which in turn directs our focus outwards on the feelings of others. Shame, on the other hand, shifts our focus on the perceptions of others towards ourselves. The subject is afraid of how it will look if he accepts the offer, considering the circumstances. He instead wants to appear as if he's so negatively affected by the events that he's unconcerned with meeting his basic needs.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, this is crazy to me. So I was wondering about why the officer here, whatever his position or title is, I was wondering why he was so fixated on that cup of water, because he kept bringing it up to him, that cup of water, and it's a tactic. And for the boy to almost know, he's like, all right, I can't accept this water because it would put, like, I'm better than the victims. It's what? What? This is crazy.
Of course, I have so many different keys. All right, I'll be right back.
What? I would have been like, yo, let me get that water, man. I'm thirsty right now. I want to go get some water right now, just thinking about it. We talked about water too much.
Once again, his demeanor abruptly switches when the detective leaves the room. With his head buried in his hands, it's anyone's guess as to what is going through his mind at this moment. But what you are about to see next is extremely revealing. Cruz was a left-handed shooter. The surveillance at the school would confirm this, and if you pay close attention to the movements of his hands in the next moments, although very subtle, you can see that he's reimagining holding his weapon. But what's more telling is how his demeanor abruptly stops and then completely switches right before he looks in the direction of the camera.
Right.
He goes from holding a rifle and beginning to smirk to then pretending to cry and reverting back to his suicidal mannerisms.
Exactly.
This all occurs in under 4 seconds.
Yep. I saw all of it. Fake. Look at that. Oh my God, this boy's sick. What up, Chris? New channel member, welcome. What up, Tay? We in here, new channel members.
It could be assumed that for a brief moment, he was not only recollecting the attack, but gaining gratification from doing so.
Yep.
He then remembered he was on film,
Exactly.
giving reason for the sharp adjustment. His
Yep.
true self was reliving the attack and enjoying his work, while his false self was so dejected to the point he was externalizing suicidal thoughts. Complete opposites.
Exactly. What the This kid is sick. This kid is sick. He's proud of what he did. That little laughter that he had that came following that little gesture. Come on, boy. Oh my God.
His next calculated charade is one of self-harm. He first bites himself without drawing blood, or leaving any marks that were visible in his jail intake photographs. He then scratches and squeezes at the 2 needle punctures in his arm from where his blood was taken at the hospital. At the very moment the detective re-enters the room, he will act as if he's desperately trying to conceal his self-injurious behavior.
All right.
Setting aside the glaring contradiction that he just murdered and maimed dozens of people while leaving himself without so much as a scratch, it's the frequency of these little charades that makes their deception so transparent. This is a person who is not self-injurious, pretending to be someone that is. But it's such a feeble attempt at feigned self-harm, it would almost be a comical moment if the circumstances weren't as horrific.
You literally, like, what he just said was perfect, exactly right. It would be a comical moment if what he did wasn't so horrendous. Because this boy is clearly not someone that is used to inflicting self-harm upon himself. He doesn't do that. He's pretending. Those bites, this is what he was doing. Acting for the camera. He wasn't biting himself. He didn't have any visible scars from... Come on, boy. You're a fake.
You always want them off. We can pull them off. I'll get you a garbage can. You want them off? Just put them on the... Throw them on the floor in the corner. All right, this one is mine, because I already opened it. This one's yours in case you change your mind.
The next 4 minutes are the extremely tedious process of getting the subject to engage further through basic questions. The topic of his phone will now be brought up.
What about your phone? Do you have a phone?
I lost it.
When did you lose it? Today? Okay. What kind of phone is it?
I don't know.
Okay, is it a flip top, an iPhone, a Samsung? It's a phone. What's the number?
I can't remember.
Okay.
He will now begin to feign a state of hysteria, which then morphs into a simulated panic attack and fake hyperventilation. The detective will need to refute the act immediately as to not let the subject gain confidence with it, but he also has to maintain rapport and avoid confrontation. He essentially has to tell the subject to knock it off, but in the most passive manner possible.
Okay, Nick, calm down. You've already been medically cleared. I know what's going to be talked about is difficult, but again, you don't remember your phone number. How long you had the phone? How long have you had the phone? Nick, the doctor's already looked at you.
Okay.
Okay, you're fine. You're not having any problems at the moment, and you're perfectly fine. So calm your breathing down, all right? And I want to believe certain things that you're going to tell me, but, you know, if we're getting to where you're going to hyperventilate over a phone number, okay? All right?
All right.
So what's your phone number? Huh?
954.
Okay, 954.
The manic episode is somewhat curbed, but the subject is still clearly committed to it.
954-821.
2007.
2007.
1007.
1007. And again, going back to what kind it is. Do you know if it's an iPhone, a Samsung? How long have you had it? Every kid knows what the phone is, man. I got kids your age.
Ever since my mother died.
I know, I heard about that. That's what I was going to talk about next.
This is a turning point. Cruz's adoptive mother had indeed passed away the year prior from pneumonia. The topic is sympathetic towards himself, and it seems to have stopped the feigned hysteria in its tracks. Compared to his neurotic behavior in the minutes leading up to this moment, he all of a sudden appears calm. He is clearly receptive, and thus responsive, to the cue of compassion when it's directed at himself. The detective recognizes this, and although he said he would talk about the subject's mother next, he instead focuses on it immediately to keep him engaged.
All right. So.
Yeah, man. This kid is committed. He's committed to his act. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Miss Smith. Fascinating horror. Okay, let me write that down. I haven't heard of that channel. Thanks for the suggestion. Cool. I'll check it out. Redwood, shout out to you. Thanks for being you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the $20 donut. Oscar, good to see you in here as always. And yes, this boy is acting a whole fool. And shout out to all 1,800 people we got in the live stream, baby.
You had since your mom died. How long has your mom passed?
I can't remember, I think.
Okay. This year or last year?
November.
November? Okay. Okay. When your mom passed, were you living with her?
Yes.
Okay. What city was that? Parkland?
The subject drops the act and becomes more engaged in the conversation. The detective inquires further about his mother for roughly 3 minutes before shifting the discussion. It focuses mainly on the subject's background, and he first declares that he was depressed for the majority of his childhood. He then reveals his history of drug use, which consists of marijuana and Xanax. After that, he claims to have attempted suicide by alcohol poisoning 2 years ago, but in his own words, was able to sleep it off. He then states that he was employed at the Dollar Tree for the last 2 years working as a cashier.
So you've been able to hold down a job for 2 years. That's pretty good, right?
Yes.
Other than Dollar Tree, where else did you ever work?
Lawnmowing.
What?
Lawnmowing.
Lawnmowing? Oh, okay. All right. When you tried to kill yourself with alcohol, your mom was still alive. What were you depressed about back then?
Loneliness.
Loneliness?
Loneliness.
Friends? No friends? Or what kind of loneliness? I mean, everybody gets lonely.
Solitude.
Solitude? You don't have a lot of friends?
No.
Okay. Today, when I say today, starting from last night when you went to bed to this morning, did you do any kind of drugs at all? Any Xanax, any marijuana, anything like that? No? Okay.
The subject reveals that he has a biological brother whom he was adopted with. He then claims to have been making $1,200 a month at the Dollar Tree. The discussion now lands on what his aspirations were.
When you weren't depressed, what did you want to be when you got out?
A ranger.
A ranger, an army ranger?
Oh, I thought he was about to say a Power Ranger.
Did you ever apply, fill out any paperwork to try to go to the army?
I took the ASA, failed.
Okay, why'd you fail?
Because he's stupid.
I was stupid.
He said it too!
What?
Stupid.
You're stupid? Okay, were you going to take it again?
I was afraid to take it.
Okay, but you had aspirations to do something with your life. You wanted to be that's a hell of a thing to want to be an Army Ranger.
The discussion moves on to the subject's gun collection, which continues for roughly 4.5 minutes. The attack on the school
Yeah, Miss Morris. Yeah, his mom actually did die.
is yet to be mentioned, but the last gun to now be discussed was his choice of weapon to commit the massacre.
What
Lexus Vlogs, thank you. I appreciate it.
made you choose out of all the guns to want to buy an AR-15?
Cool looking.
Cool looking? Okay. Now, when you bought it, I mean, it was a legitimate purchase. They gave you a receipt and everything, right? So you bought it legally, right? Did you fill out those forms and everything? Okay, you remember those forms? Okay.
The detective now shifts the topic onto his former high school, the same place he carried out the attack.
Now, 3 years ago when you went to Douglas, and obviously you stopped going there, why'd you stop going there?
My depression worsened.
Rashad, welcome to your first live stream, big baby.
Your depression worsened, and what was going on? Because they, did you just stop school on your own, or did some incident happen where?
Yes, some incident.
Well, what was the incident that happened?
Fought a kid.
You fought a kid. You remember the kid's name?
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Nikki, and I see your
And
comment.
Did you get?
Dang, pause video. God.
Depression worsened.
Your depression worsened, and what was going on? Because they, did you just stop school on your own, or did some incident happen where?
Yes, some incident.
Well, what was the incident that happened?
Fought a kid.
You fought a kid. You remember the kid's name?
Yeah.
And did you guys both get in trouble for the fight, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did they do? Suspend you?
They suspended me.
Okay. And what happened from there? After you got suspended, you go back to school?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened then? Why'd you stop going there then?
Felt embarrassed.
You felt embarrassed because you got suspended, or you felt embarrassed because of why?
Because of the fight.
Okay. Well, what was embarrassing about the fight? What were you guys fighting over?
A girl.
A girl, I was about to say, I knew it. A girl.
Well, what was embarrassing about it?
He got his butt whooped.
I mean, did he even get the better of you? Was that what was embarrassing, or you just he had the better of you?
Told you. God. Smart.
Okay.
He has just provided the state with a solid argument for a motive. Establishing a reason for an offense is critical when dealing with claims of insanity. It can not only indicate premeditation, but also calculated malice in connection to the crime, something considered absent in the mind of the criminally insane. He also asserts that he was lonely and depressed while attending the school, all of which can reinforce the argument that he was exacting revenge upon the community in which he felt ostracized.
All right, so you go back to school. What
That's your fault, fool.
ends up happening? You just stop going to school out there, or you got into more problems? Where they?
Got into more problems.
What was the more problems?
Failing class.
Okay.
Not going to school.
Okay. And this was all.
How you gonna... Of course you're failing class if you ain't going to school, stupid. Go to school.
All while your mom was still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Did there come a point in time where you just stopped going there, or they expelled you?
Or I just stopped going and then transferred me.
They transferred you? When they transferred you, was that upsetting to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we know, the suspect has made the claim about hearing a voice which he labeled the demon. The detective will now attempt to get a detailed narrative of these perceptual disturbances. He will do so by asking a series of open-ended questions, and then continuous follow-up questions thereafter. This will lock him into specific claims about what he was hearing. The more information he gives away, the less he will be able to amend later on. And the more questions that are posed, the more likely he is to make contradictions that can be used against him.
Yep.
The suspect believes this is some type of clinical evaluation for the sake of his own well-being, and this misconception will become glaringly apparent later on.
Okay.
He, at this moment, is oblivious to the fact he is giving information away that will be used to cut through his own defense in years to come.
You go to the hospital, the doctors clear you, and you're talking about demons. What are the demons?
Voices.
Well, tell me about it. What are the voices about?
It's another voice, the evil side.
Okay. And how long has that voice been going on?
Your evil side.
Years.
Did you ever tell anybody about the voice? Never? And what does the voice say to you?
Burn, kill, destroy.
Okay, burn, kill.
This fool said the voices in his head says burn, kill, destroy. Burn, kill, destroy. Those are words, fool. Those aren't voices.
Destroy what?
Anything.
Okay. But have you ever burned, killed, or destroyed anything?
No.
What have you burned, killed, or destroyed?
Burned, just fire. Set fire.
To what?
Pit. In a pit. Fire.
Oh, a fire pit. Okay, well.
Exactly. A controlled fire, fool.
Voice told you to burn something, you built a fire.
A controlled fire. That's not a voice in your head. That's a word.
In a fire pit.
God,
What's destructive about that? That's what fire pits are made for.
oh my God.
What else did the voice tell you to do that's...
Kill animals.
Okay, have you ever killed animals?
Yes.
What kind of animals?
Birds.
Birds? Wild birds or people's
Birds.
pets? How do you kill them?
Birds.
How do you kill them?
Wait for them. Kill them.
Oh, can't catch them, so how are you waiting for them?
Out in the grass. Wait for a bird to come up.
There's no way, man. I'm a bird lover. There's no way. You can't catch a bird, Holmes.
No, I mean like
With a pelican? Oh, okay. Where's your pelican?
it broke.
Okay. All right. So the voices tell you to hurt animals and start fires in the fire pit. When was the last time you...
The voices tell you to hurt animals and start fires in the fire pit. Specifically, control fire.
heard the voice?
Yesterday.
What time was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
It was at night.
What'd he say?
And where we at?
Burn, kill, destroy.
You're at work? So you're at Dollar Tree. And what's the voice?
He was tired of making $1. He wanted to make more.
It's telling you.
He's like, I need more than
I
$1.
hurt people. Hurt people at Dollar Tree? Or hurt people?
Hurt people in general.
Okay. Doesn't say specifically who? Alright. Can you tell?
Why I feel like he is like completely diverting from the truth. He's not even saying anything. Like, what does any of what he's saying right now have to do with the people at that school? At his school, they shut up. Nothing. He didn't do nothing to the people at freaking Dollar Tree at the work. He did it to the people at school.
Old the voice is?
Well,
Okay. Do you have a good voice too, or just a bad voice? Is there a voice inside you that says, do good things?
The detective will now start getting confrontational, and the subject's behavior will shift once more in response. You will see him get defensive as he attempts to protect his narrative, and his responses will become much faster. He will even cut the detective off multiple times. Keep in mind that he was barely saying anything at the start of this interrogation.
That's what I said.
No?
so it's bad.
Can't be. You held down the job for 2 years. If you were doing things bad, you wouldn't be able to hold the job down for 2 years, right?
I ain't never. That's the longest I've ever held down a job was 2 years, and it took me to 30 years old to pull that off. My last job, I worked 2 years. My job before that, I worked 2 years. I couldn't go longer than 2 years. He a teenager. He was able to do it. He's there. He just effed up. You can be a not crazy person and still be an effed up person. That's him. He ain't crazy. He just effed up.
Okay. I mean, look. Everybody has.
It's me and then my bad side.
I understand. Everybody's got a quote good.
Yes, Elizabeth, they do. These detectives do have insane amounts of patience. You kind of have to get every bit of information that you possibly can from someone.
Good and bad side. There's people.
No, it's a voice. The voice is in here, and that is me. Just regular me. Just trying to put difference.
That's what he just did. He just made a monkey out of himself.
Set aside his contradicting behavior for a moment and focus solely on his storyline.
Okay.
In his ideal scenario, we are to believe that he was battling these supposed voices and, in his own words, trying to be a good person. Yet he was unable to reveal or seek help for this internal struggle until the very moment of his arrest.
This man over here think he's possessed by some demons. The voices in my head, I'm a good person. It's just these voices were doing something inside of my head. They took control over my body, but the voices are not me. I would not do this stuff. It was the voices. It was the demons inside of me.
It was quite literally the second he was confronted with his comeuppance that his supposed demons came to light. Now that he is in custody, with the atrocities already committed, he is somehow able to maintain control over the force that was previously keeping him silent. But a deleted video that would later be extracted from his phone would tell a very different story.
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. My goal is at least 20 people with an AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds. I think I can do a good time. Location is Stone Douglas in Parkland, Florida. It's going to be a big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll all know who I am.
There are no signs of perceptual disturbances. There is no anguish, doubt, hesitation, or uncertainty when announcing his intentions.
No.
By his own narrative, he claims to have continuously fought against the evil intentions of the voice. Yet from a visual standpoint, there is no conflict in this video whatsoever.
It's me and then my bad side.
I understand. Everybody's got a quote good and bad side. There's people.
No, it's a voice. The voice is in here, and that is me. Just trying to be a good person.
Okay. But obviously, again, when you say it's a voice, it's you. It's all you.
Exactly. It's all you, boy. Ain't no dang voice in your head, but the voice that is your mind telling you to do this stuff. You doing this is stupid.
The voice is you as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
The voice didn't force you to do anything, right?
No, the
No.
voice it's two voices.
It's
There's
two
one
voices.
to do it and then the back.
No, I want to smack him, man. I just want to smack him. I couldn't be a detective. I end up smacking some folks up in there, man. I'd be in the interrogation room. So smack. Look, you would think it was the 1950s when folks just used to smack folks just in all the TV shows and movies. You said what? Wake up, boy. You sound stupid.
His rapidly interchanging behavior has now gone from catatonic to manic to hallucinatory to now highly attentive and cautious.
Exactly.
Okay, well, the voice tells me to go to lunch and not pay for my meal, but I pay for my meal because I know that's the right thing to do, right?
And he know right from wrong too. He just woke up and chose violence yet again.
Hey, let's talk about this. Did the voice didn't tell you to take Uber, right?
Yes, it did.
It did?
Yes.
The voice said take Uber. Did
The voice is in me.
You're the voice.
In here.
Okay, it's in your head.
Yes.
What is it? A male voice or a female voice?
Male.
Male.
The subject was beginning to panic. But the detective dials it in for the time being and switches the discussion back to more trivial matters. It seems that he wants to consult with the investigators outside before maximizing the pressure, and he reestablishes a certain level of trust before leaving the room.
Let me go. I'm going to go back and see what everybody's doing as far as what they need me to do.
You're not a psychologist or anything? Or?
No, I'm not. I'm a 59-year-old man who's raised 3 children, so I guess that makes me somewhat of a psychologist.
Can you give me a psychologist here?
I could certainly ask.
That's a negative.
Okay.
You might need a psychologist, but you ain't about to get one today, boy. We're taking you in. It's time for you to do life sentence for the murder of so many people.
Have you ever seen a psychologist before?
No.
You need to. Yo, what's this kid's nationality, though? I know he's adopted, but he looked like he might be... I don't know. I don't want this. Yes, you do, boy. Pass it to me. I'm thirsty. I want it. Shit, I need to go get me some water right now. But we live. I can't. I gotta wait till after this video. Nah, it's 20 minutes. Y'all gonna have to give me a second. I'll be back. Water! I need water! I'm back.
The subject scratches his arm for another 2 minutes. He then switches to a hallucinatory state and appears to be seeing things in the room.
Yes, I needed to hydrate.
All right. Got some stuff here.
Hey, we paused at the same time. What is this fool doing?
The detective will once more dismiss the act by pretending to not see it. He will then pose a question to the subject, and the charade will cease immediately.
You with the water. Will you put it back over here? You definitely don't want the water, huh?
It's very interesting to observe his facial expressions at the exact moments he abandons fake behavior. These are the very brief junctures in which his true self appears to surface. It's easy to get distracted by the present situation as he sits there in a hospital gown chained to the floor, essentially helpless to the cunning devices being used against him.
Exactly. Funny. If he was actually psychotic, these vices that are being used against him will not work. If he was actually psychotic, the stuff would not work. He will be too tuned out.
But in moments like this, we are reminded of what we're actually dealing with. A very short time ago, he was not helpless at all. He was the one preying on the helpless, offering them none of the sympathy nor mercy of which he is now trying to garner for himself.
Alright, this is
Ugh, put him under the jail. Bury him under the jail. Don't even put him in a cell. Put him in the jail. Under it.
or the psychologist you want to talk to. Obviously, I would have to tell him what you want to talk to him about. So what exactly what do you want me to ask him, or why do you want to talk to a psychologist?
Find out what's wrong with me.
Well, what do you think's wrong with you?
I don't know.
The detective in this next segment will attain further information about the supposed voices, only he will no longer have to tread carefully in order to maintain a friendly connection. He will still secure useful information, but also get confrontational as and when he pleases. The risk of frightening the suspect to the point where it stops the interrogation is no longer a concern.
Oh yeah, you right, CK. But this fool, he ain't take no medication. And he don't see nor does he hear anything. He just playing stupid. What up, Vicky Jones? Baby girl, welcome to the family. What up, Steve? Thank you for the dollar.
When you
dollar make your house.
You hear the voices, are the voices like outside your head or inside your head when you hear them?
Right. Great question.
Inside.
Okay, so it's not like you don't hear a voice from that corner talking to you. It's inside your head. And is it always the same voice, or is it only one voice?
One voice, same.
And you said it's a man's voice? Yeah.
Yes.
Does it sound like anybody you've ever met? Anybody you ever seen on TV? Can you tell, like, by an accent? Is it what kind of, is it an old man, young man, white man, black?
Man.
Young man? About the same age as you think? But it's only one voice you ever hear, right?
Yes.
Do you hear the voice when you're in?
This boy is mistaking thoughts with voices. He's had a lot of bad thoughts to do bad things to people. Those are thoughts, not voices. No voices told you to do this stuff. You decided using your thoughts to do this stuff. Ain't nobody stupid. You might have been born yesterday, but we were not.
Bad at night sleeping?
Yes.
Do you ever see anything with the voice? Like yeah, like, you know, some people say, oh, I see a person sitting in the corner. You don't see anybody sitting over there, do you? It's just me and you, right? All right. Do you always obey what the voice tells you to do?
Bridget, you better stop playing and go back to work. This ain't, look, don't you lose your job over here watching some Artofkickz reaction video. It ain't worth it.
Okay. Well, how many, on any given week, how many times do you think you hear the voice? All the time?
Once every day.
Once every day? Morning, afternoon, night? Always the same time?
Usually in the afternoon.
About what time?
11 to 12.
I'm with you, Elizabeth. I need to watch something happy after this as well.
Why do you think it's those hours?
I don't know.
It's always around lunchtime? Now, you talked about demons,
Yeah.
and then you talk about
Yeah,
the
that's
voice.
the demon. The voice is the demon.
The voice is the demon. So there's not
the
two.
person, whoever it is.
Does it have a name?
No name.
Does it ever say, hey, my name's Nick?
Yo, this investigator dude, he's like, yo, does the demon have a name? Does he ever say, hey, my name is Nick? My name is Nick. That's the boy's name, Nick. Of course the demon named Nick, because he's the demon.
Does he use your name or use somebody else's name? Just a voice with no name.
Bro, what you talking about, Chris, man? I'm almost done with this water. I just got it.
With voice with no name telling him what to do.
Did the voice tell you to buy that AR-15?
Yes.
No, you wanted the AR-15, Nick. Stupid.
Did it tell you, hey, buy that gun, it looks cool?
I want one too. You know why? It looks cool.
Did the AR-15 get picked out because it was similar to the gun that an Army Ranger would carry?
No, it was because of the voice.
What do you think if you didn't buy it, if you said, hey, I ain't buying these guns, it's too expensive, what do you think the voice would have done to you? Did you stop talking to you?
No, tell me to hurt myself.
How would you hurt yourself?
Cut.
You're a cutter?
Boy,
I'm a cutter.
I'm a cutter. Boy, you ain't never cut yourself in your life. I bet you don't even know how to cut butter, boy.
I mean, when was the last time you cut yourself?
Never.
Earlier.
With your what? Your teeth that you didn't even break your skin with? Stupid.
When?
When I was fishing.
Earlier today or earlier?
Earlier today.
Where were you fishing at today?
At a lake.
Okay. Before the school shooting?
Yes.
This man lied, said he went fishing.
What did you cut yourself with?
He cut himself with a fish.
Knife.
Those little scratches on your arms? Let me look at him. Come on, man. I get worse scratches weeding my flower bed than that. You
Exactly. This boy ain't never cut himself.
weren't trying to hurt yourself.
This man just said, I get worse scratches than that from the thorns in my flower bed.
So,
It wasn't sharp enough.
wasn't sharp enough?
No.
How many knives?
Oh my God. Then White, this man got guns but don't got sharp knives. How you gonna cut the fish?
You have them.
4, 5
How long you been cutting yourself?
No years.
years.
You ever cut yourself where you had to go to the hospital and get stitches? When you cut yourself, it's because the voice just told you to cut yourself.
I thought I had the patience. I don't have the patience to do this job. I don't.
And if you didn't talk or you didn't listen to the voice, then you were going to be alone because your voice was your only friend. That's kind of what you're saying.
He's his only friend.
Even though you have a biological brother. Since me and you have been talking, have you heard the voices?
Nope.
What's it said?
He ain't heard no voices.
For you to cut yourself. Does the voice like me?
Huh?
Does the voice like me?
Doesn't trust you.
Why doesn't he trust me? I'm pretty relaxed, ain't I?
I'm trying to figure that out too.
Well, what doesn't he like about me? I mean, I'm kind of grinning because I want to know what the voice's problem is with me. What doesn't he like about me? I treated you fairly. I've given you water. I talked nice to you. You know.
The voice, he just made it so blatantly clear that the voice is himself. Almost in the third party. The voice is himself. Talking about the voice doesn't like you. The voice don't fully trust you. That's you, boy. You don't fully trust him. God.
I'm too nice. Yeah.
Got him.
How many times has the voice talked to you while we've been in the room here together?
A lot.
Has
Yeah.
the voice said jump out of the chair and do anything bad to that policeman?
Saying kill yourself now.
I don't really believe there is a voice, to be honest with you.
Voice.
No.
He said, I don't really believe there is a voice. I don't either. Who would? Who would believe this? Red Wing, thank you yet again for another donut. Oh man, somebody say he needs to audition for The Voice. No, this fool need to audition for America Got Talent, cause he don't.
I'm telling you the truth.
No. I mean, I feel you probably want to kill yourself because of what happened, but
He don't.
Just telling me to kill myself.
He don't
but
want to kill himself. That's
the
him.
voice
That's him pretending to be insane. He don't want to hurt himself.
is telling you that the AR-15s is. You like guns, man. You want to be a ranger. You like guns. It's all right. There's cops like that. There's cops who got 50 million guns. You didn't buy guns because the voice said, hey, today I like Mossbergs, tomorrow I like AR-15s.
That's one thing that gets me about some people, not all, some people that have guns. They have the guns and they want to use them. Some people will never get an opportunity to use their gun in the way that they want to use their gun. I was watching a video right before I did this live stream of a lady who was walking around in the streets with a shotgun, and the cops came up behind her and was able to apprehend her. She had a shotgun. She wanted to use it. I guess the gun range was not enough for her. Oh, man.
You like guns.
Can you call a psychologist?
I've already got the questions from some of the psychologists.
You know why he wants a psychologist, right? He wants to be able to put on this act for someone that is a professional that will tell the jury, tell the judge, tell the investigator, hey, this boy really is mentally unstable and he really is psychotic, yada, yada, yada. The boy is just ready to put on the act for a professional so the professional can you know, say what his state of mind is. That's why he keep pushing for that. Ain't nobody stupid.
Questions I asked you were from. Yeah.
I see.
That's the ones I asked you. You already.
The questions were obviously from the investigation team and not a psychologist, but the suspect doesn't know this, and it's fascinating to observe his reaction when he sees the questions are not sympathetic in nature. He perhaps thought a psychotherapist would be asking him about his feelings and affording him some type of reassurance after he committed mass murder, and he becomes very unsettled once he realizes the procedure won't be quite as sympathetic.
Voices, are the inside or outside of your head? What do the voices say? These are all questions I asked you. How many voices? You said one. Whose voice do you think it was? You didn't know.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know. I don't understand why you can't admit you like guns. You want to talk to a psychologist. Why didn't you talk to a psychologist when the voices started?
The voice is telling me not to, and I listen.
The voice was telling you not to talk to a psychologist?
Yeah, but myself, I wanted to.
That's cap. That was all cap. Everything that's came out this boy's mouth up to now has been what? Cap.
You ever go to church?
I wanted to.
No, I'm saying ever in your life.
Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
Believe in God.
What do you believe in?
I feel like there's something.
Okay. But if you believe in demons, do you believe in angels? Angels is the good. Demons are the bad. But when you say the word demon, you think it's an evil spirit? Or what do you think it is?
Always.
The subject had earphones in during the mass shooting. The topic now lands on the music he was listening to.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we don't like the same music. What kind of music we listen to? Name the
Rap.
group.
That was rap.
What was it? Mark Green.
You have to help me. Mark what?
Mark something.
What was the song though?
Sad.
That's the name of the song? Sad?
No, Salad Days.
Salad Days? Hold on one second.
What else?
Oh, you listen to more than one song? What other song you listen to?
Just a lot of sad songs.
Alright. Did you pick the music yourself? Or did the demon pick the music?
Demon and
Autograph is going to be on the website, artofkickz.com. That was cap.
and myself partially.
Alright, which ones did you pick?
The sad ones.
Which ones did he pick?
The evil ones.
The evil ones. Give me an evil one compared to a sad one. You already gave me a sad one. What's an evil one?
Panzermensch.
What?
Panzermensch.
Panzermensch.
Yo, this boy is actually listening. These are actual songs. That's crazy.
And what does that say?
I don't know.
I mean, there's no lyrics to it?
Oh, no. Oh, well, there is lyrics, but I don't know what it means.
But is it in English?
No.
What language is it in?
German.
German? Do you speak German?
No.
Then how do you know what the lyrics mean?
I don't.
So they could be happy, right?
I don't know if they're happy or not.
Well, again, you don't because you can't speak it.
The demon chose it. I didn't choose.
But you have one. How long do you think you had no more?
He's listening to the beat of this song and assuming that the music is evil. I don't know. That sounds so stupid.
On your playlist.
A long time.
Okay, so you listen to them a lot of times? So you had a playlist of music that the demon helped you pick out, but you picked out some of them. I'm just having a tough time understanding this demon thing.
I know.
The Xanax you were talking to me about earlier, Where'd you get the Xanax? On the street or?
On the streets.
So you used to buy that? Other than Xanax and marijuana, what other drugs you never tried?
So JK said the movie I was thinking about earlier was Halloween. Okay, my bad. You right, that was Halloween. I remember going to see that now. Kelly, shout out to Kelly, always up in here. She make it to just about all the live streams. Tamara as well. Watch you live on Twitch. Yep, we live on Twitch right now too, baby.
Flocka, PCP, cocaine, heroin.
No.
Okay, Xanax. How many of those did you take when you used to take them?
5.
Okay, 5. What size bar? How big? What color was it?
Half, sometimes full.
Okay, what color? They all
White.
White. All right, but that was off the street. Did they help you sleep?
Made me drowsy.
Okay. Did it make the demon go away?
Yeah.
When was the last time you think you did Xanax?
A long time.
So if the Xanax helps you get the demons away,
I think marijuana does it better.
marijuana does better. When was the last time you smoked marijuana?
Last week.
Last week? If you're making $1,200 a week, why didn't you smoke marijuana every day to get rid of the demon?
No, because he wasn't making $1,200 a week. He was making $1,200 a month. Dark Imperia 7322 on Twitch says, telling the truth is way easier than lying. I agree. That's why I don't be lying. Because I can't keep up with lies. I can keep up with the truth. But if I'm going to tell you something I just thought about on the spot, I'm not going to remember that mess later. The truth, I lived. The lie, I didn't. I'm not going to tell the lie. I'd rather just tell the truth.
Illegal.
It's illegal?
Yeah.
It's illegal. It was illegal whether you do it once a week or once every 5 minutes. So why didn't you choose to get rid of the demon by doing it? Anytime you heard the demon, just light up a blunt. I mean, you had the money, man.
If I knew it was illegal and I didn't want to do wrong, but anyway.
Nah, he bought that gun with that money. He ain't had no money after that.
Okay.
And all them bullets.
So the demon wanted you to do wrong, but then your good side didn't want to do wrong by smoking marijuana?
Even though I made him go away.
Even though it made him go away.
Oh my goodness. I think his demons or his sadness, his depression maybe that he has for, being an adopted boy and losing his mother, his adopted mother, who he probably cared for dearly. That's his demons. He's sad. He's depressed. He's lonely. And he's capping.
Well, you didn't tell the doctor then you had anxiety problems and marijuana and Xanax cured your anxiety and made the demons go away. It seemed like an easy fix, man.
Right.
That's true.
Right. Sheesh.
You sure you didn't like the demon's voice?
Right. Welcome, Maggie, new channel member.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Then why didn't you go to a doctor to get rid of it?
What up, Christopher Hernandez? You're good, brother. We in here.
I was afraid. I'm just afraid.
Why? Well, forget that for a second. Let me ask you another crazy question.
Okay.
Was the demon there that night? Ian beat you up on campus?
Huh?
Was the demon there that day when Ian beat you up on campus?
Yes. He told me to go up to him.
Okay, so.
Oh my God. I am so sick of this boy trying to say that these thoughts, these demons, these voices in his head are anything other than just his simple thoughts. Oh, it's irritating.
So, who did Ian beat up? You or the demon?
The demon, watch.
Mm.
Okay, I'm about to say, you better not say no demon, because your butt was laid out on that floor beat up.
Okay.
Not no demon.
So why didn't the demon do something to stop it?
Right.
Huh?
Why didn't
I don't know. That's a good question, because the demon's telling you to do all these bad things. Why couldn't the demon get you mad enough to...
Exactly. Think about that for a second, boy. If you truly believe the BS that you spitting out your mouth, if the demon was so big and bad, how come the demon didn't protect you from getting your ass whooped? Stupid.
Get the best of Ian.
Right. Ian being the boy he fought.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Why?
I don't know. The demon's this
I don't know why.
all-powerful thing that tells you to do bad things, and you're afraid of it. Why didn't the demon just take over right then when Ian was getting the best of you and get the best of Ian?
This man is handcuffed to the floor, though. This is amazing.
Well, why did the demon not do that? Why do you think?
Trying to figure it out.
I don't know. I can't figure it out either.
I'd be like, all right, here, you know what? Go figure that out in the jail cell.
I don't think the demon exists.
I think.
I don't think it exists.
No, like.
I think that go ahead, bud.
Am I able to like think to myself about it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, think about it in the jail cell, fool.
Hey, you can think all you want. I'm just
thinking about the demon.
all right. Well, you want me? I'll leave you to think for a while, and I'll come back and talk to you. I personally, I think you're using the demon as an excuse.
Exactly. You are. It's clear as day, boy. Those are not demons. Those are thoughts. Everything you said made sound like a thought. Sound like a thought that you had. Didn't sound like anything else. Ugh.
Stop the demon by getting a prescription for marijuana. You could stop the demon by getting a prescription for Xanax. You could stop.
You stupid, said the detective remind me of Dr. Phil. Yo, he more relaxed than Dr. Phil.
Stop the demon by illegally doing marijuana, which you were doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon by doing Xanax illegally, which you were doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon anytime you wanted. You didn't want to stop the demon.
You know what he mean by saying he could have stopped the demon, right? He could have changed the thoughts that he was having. He could have not acted on the thoughts that he was having. That's what he meant by changing the demon or whatever.
The subject seems to be coming to the realization that he's not going to be treated as a victim. As he begins to meet this reality, you will notice him exhibit signs of fear. You will then see him attempt to escape the confrontation by feigning a state of psychosis once more. The detective will recognize this, but this time will not afford reassurance. He will instead apply further condemnation, and a visibly frightening realization will engulf the suspect from that point forward.
Here we go!
It's essentially the very beginning of retribution. The detective introduces him to the rest of his life at this moment.
No, that's not true.
You didn't. You could have. I've given you 4 ways you could have stopped the demon, man. Okay, now you're just acting like that because.
No.
Okay, well, relax. You're just acting like that because I'm making sense. Calm down. I'm making sense, and you don't like when it makes.
It was at this very moment he realized he effed up.
Sense. Because it doesn't fit into the story you're telling right now.
I'm telling you the story. It's true. It's just,
Well, why are you looking at your arm now?
I'm trying to understand why.
Well, why didn't you want to stop the demon?
I don't know.
Because I think you like the demon.
No, I don't.
Why didn't you stop it then?
I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon.
Well, that's if the demon even exists.
It's the demon. It's the demon. I'm screwed. Red Wings. Moderators, help him out with that one. I'm not sure myself from the iPhone. I don't know what it looks like. I only know for the PC.
You want what? An attorney?
Yeah.
Did the demon, the voices tell you to get an attorney? Okay. All right. We tell the voice that don't hit yourself in the head because the attorney the demon just requested. I will stop talking to you.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you better be, because at this moment you realize you effed up and you're not the actor you thought you was to get yourself out of this mess. Boy, you an amateur. You effed up. You told on yourself. You made everything apparent. You made it visibly clear that you screwed up. You did this. This is all you. Screw them demons. Ain't no dang gone demons. It's your thoughts. You chose the wrong thoughts. Simple as that. Any and all of us are capable of thinking bad things. But it's all about not acting on those thoughts. You woke up and chose violence. You chose to act on those thoughts. Those actions are of fault of no one other than your own, boy. Now deal with the consequences. End of story. If I was the investigator, that's how I've been talking. I like, go ahead, talk, spill. Go ahead. I'm gonna ask him a few questions, let him say all that demon mess, and then I'm gonna say what I just said, and I'm gonna be out of there.
Scared of what?
Scared of what? Why wouldn't you protect me?
What?
Why wouldn't you protect me, man?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you protect me?
Why wouldn't you protect me, man? Why wouldn't you protect me, man?
And your demon wants an attorney.
Your demon was an attorney. I thought demons had their own set of rules down there in hell, but I guess they want to come up here and play by ours.
Does the demon know an attorney? Any name in particular?
Does the demon know an attorney? That's amazing.
Okay. All right, well, just relax.
Nah, Giovanna. Common sense ain't very common, clearly.
You're done talking to me. And once again, I grabbed the wrong key.
Oh, that's weird. The iPhone won't allow somebody to join the channel as a member. You gotta have an Android? Dang, that's crazy.
Alright, do me a favor. Stay seated.
Uh-oh, you go to jail now, boy. You go to jail. Genesis, what is going on with you? Welcome to the live stream, big baby.
Put your hands, kind of sit forward in your chair. I'll put handcuffs behind you. Since you keep
Spaghetti-o.
talking about hurting yourself. Hold on. Put your hand behind your back. No, not behind the chair. Behind your back. I don't want to make you that uncomfortable.
Well, why don't you want me to hurt myself?
Because what did the demon say about me? I'm a nice guy.
Genesis, welcome to the channel. Fernando, we appreciate you. Thank you. 2 new channel members. Wait, hold on. Oh, she became a super supporter. Oh, snap. Noise. You were doing just fine. Now your eyes are hurting. What's wrong with you? This boy is in here looking for fake demons. He's like, demon, there's a demon in here. He's gonna get me. It just came out of my eyes. It just came out of my eyes.
Nicholas Cruz was taken to the Broward County Jail, where he remains in isolation to this day. His trial date is yet to be scheduled.
The 20-year-old has been held without bond since last year's mass shooting that left 17 people dead. His attorney said he would plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence, but prosecutors rejected that offer and are seeking the death penalty.
That's messed up. That's messed up. Dang. His options suck. He was like, okay, I'll plead guilty. Give me death penalty. I'll plead guilty. They're like, nah. That ain't good enough. We're giving you the death penalty. Dang. I'm telling you, this is what happens when you choose the wrong thoughts that may circle around in your head. I can't even take no more. I need something happy after this. I'm going to see if y'all give y'all one more reaction before tonight's live stream. Heck, tonight's live stream might be the happy because I got a lot to do. So anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. This was something else. This was something else. I wasn't expecting for the rest of this video to all be about him. God, I was getting, you know what? Y'all know what time it is. You like this reaction? Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the original will be down in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you follow your boy on the ground and Twitter and TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I already said Instagram. Everywhere. Artofkickz. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Goodness gracious. See you, Twitch. I'm going to see y'all later, too. Tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep. That